the city of Custer. We had one of my favorite meals there out of everywhere that we went the whole time, and it was called the Custer Wolf, right? Is that right?
Yep.
Custer Wolf. Yeah. And it had an outdoor eating area and an inside place, and I had this really great salad that had a watermelon radish. So I was pretty excited because I had seen them before, but in like pictures, but I've never had one. And then a couple weeks later, I was able to get one at the produce stand. So I was pretty excited about being able to try a new produce item at a restaurant and then being able to find it at the store and bringing it home. So
yeah, locally,
yeah. So it was kind of cool being able to check out some new things, other places. But one of the restaurants that we wanted to go to, but we didn't get to because the wait was so long, was at the Burger and Bun, Black Hills Burger and Bun in Custer. So that's another great restaurant to check out. They're like nationally acclaimed, and there was a bunch of cool reviews about them. So we just never got to go there, but we wanted to. So next time we will go back and check that out. So that was Custer. And one of the other little towns nearby is called Hill City, and that one had the biggest Smokey the Bear wood carving like anywhere in the world, and it was pretty fun. There's a story behind Smokey and the Bear and that town, which was kind of fun to learn about. But we'll let you find out all about that. But I am a logger's daughter, and so it's kind of fun to see Smokey the Bear. And I was like growing up. It was just a cool thing. Instead of having like Mickey Mouse, I had Smokey the Bear when I was little. So to see a huge one, I like came up to his toes. Like that was pretty fun. And then on our anniversary, we ended up going on a train ride on a steam engine train, and it went from Hill City to Keystone and back, or whichever way you want to do that. And so it was so much fun, and we got to see the countryside and ride on the steam train.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see the area not from the road. We were in a train, so it was fun to see. There was a history kind of lesson along the way of all the mines and different things that were going on.
Yeah. So, and the train had been in a couple movies too, which was kind of fun to hear about that and different things. But
and there's a spot where there's two different types of tracks. Like back before tracks were standardized, there was a cool thing about that.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. So we ended up starting that in Hill City, and then went to Keystone, and then did the round trip and went back. So it was like a 2-hour on the train, and the windows were down, and you could put your arms out the window, and we had canned sarsaparilla. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, or it was root beer and sarsaparilla.
Yeah, we had one. Yeah, so it was just fun. It just felt like old times.
And they give you you could purchase popcorn and drinks, snacks on the train. And
then the Jewel Cave. We kind of talked about that on being prepared, and I wasn't so much prepared.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you see that video, we talked about it a little bit, but you need closed-toed shoes, and they suggested hiking shoes or tennis shoes, and I didn't have kind of either, but I did kind of have some outdoor sandals that ended up working that were closed-toed, but I almost didn't get to go on the cave tour because I didn't have the right shoes. So if you're gonna go, make sure you pack the right shoes. But that was way cool. We went in an elevator ride. Like, how far down was that?
The elevator ride, I'm not sure how far down it was.
But total, how far down did we go?
Was it 379?
Yeah.
379 feet below ground.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah.
379
nice and cool down there.
It was cold. It's really hot here today. So it was cold down there. But we did this tour with everybody else, but there were like 200 steps to go down and back up and all the things. So if you want to do it, make sure that you can do a bunch of steps.
Yeah, there's like hand railing and everything.
But some of them were like...
Yeah, it's like an aluminum scaffolding type setup. There's, it's platform, aluminum stairs, walkways, bridges, all that stuff underground in there. So most of the time, you're not walking on the ground or uneven. They didn't like tear up the cave to make a walkway.
Oh yeah, it's kind of above the natural ground.
There was a few spots where you're stepping. There was a paved area, but
yeah, but it was super cool, and
cool.
It was cool. We didn't see any bats, which I was really glad about. But there's the Jewel Cave there, and then there's also nearby, there's a Wind Cave. So we decided to save the Wind Cave for another time, but we went to the Jewel Cave. And
and be sure to, if you go, you check out like reservations, and the reservations are, you have to be a couple days early. You can't go online to get reservations the day of. You gotta be like 3 days early at least.
Yeah, plan
to
ahead.
Get reservations. You can still get tickets there, but you can't really pick. You just have to be whatever's still open.
Yeah. So make sure that you get your reservations early. You know what day you want to go. But it was a lot of fun, and it was definitely worth the effort to go. And it was that was fun. And then we went to the historical. There's another down the road. There's another little area that had a little cabin and stuff where the original people that found the cave had started from. So, but it's a national monument, I think.
Yeah.
What else did we do? Oh, and then on our anniversary, for 2 nights, we stayed at Under Canvas, which was
Under Canvas. Yeah, it was really cool.
It was really cool. It was right outside of Keystone, which Keystone and Custard and Hill City are all in a little cluster of cities or towns, but it was just like 3 miles away from Keystone, and it was like a resort of canvas tents, and it was so nice. Our tent had its own bathroom and shower, like running water in our tent, and a little stove, like a wood stove. But the best part was over the bed, there was like a glass ceiling, and so we could lay in bed and watch the stars and different things. So, or like the hailstorm that came through. So.
Yeah, we weren't in the tent when the hailstorm came through.
But no, it was all good. But it was raining for a few minutes one day, and then it like cleared up really quick. But it was kind of fun to be able to lay there and just have this glass ceiling above us in a tent. And they were really cool. They had golf carts and stuff, and would drive you down and drop off your luggage for you. And actually, some of the best meals I think we had were at the campground. And so
they were really good.
Yeah, their little restaurant there. I was gonna say diner, but restaurant. They had breakfast and dinner. Mm-hmm. So, which was really nice. So we ate there a couple days, and then
by the way, they were super like friendly, accommodating, helpful. Mm-hmm. They were really like, customer service was really good. Every
evening there was a campfire. They did a campfire, and they provided like s'more stuff, and so we met some fun people around the campfire and learned fun stories. But there was people from like Germany and all over. The other people were Dutch, and then there was a couple there from Alabama. So we like hung out with them for a couple hours. It was kind of fun.
That was pretty fun. Yeah. There's all kinds of tents there, and so not all of them have bathrooms and showers and stuff. Some of them are just tents. basic, but ours was a little extra.
It was our anniversary.
And for the record, she's the one that suggested and booked to sleep in a tent on our anniversary.
2 years in a row, by the way.
2 years in a row, yeah. That's like last time we were in a dome tent.
We went glamping on our anniversary last year, too.
Am I spelling a tradition?
I don't know about that. No promises. I don't know. But Under Canvas does have locations all around. So there's ones in Moab and Grand Canyon. And I heard that they might even have one here at Mount Rainier. So there's some different locations to check out. And so I'm pretty excited about possibly checking out some of those other locations in the future when we're doing some traveling. So one of the other places that we went was to go see Crazy Horse, which they're still carving. And I think the best story about Crazy Horse, like for our family at least, is when I was telling our grandma, who is 93, that we were going to go see Crazy Horse. She was like, oh, they were carving that when I was a young girl. And I was just like, oh, like not really thinking like she meant like young girl. And to find out that they have been carving it for 70 years continuously. So they literally were like carving it when she was 20 years old, and have been carving it this whole entire time since, and it's going to be still being carved for the next
long time to come.
Century. So, but it's neat to see the progress and what all they're doing. So the head and hand is done right now, but the grand scheme of everything, there's going to be a horse head and all of these things. The size of how big it is, all of Mount Rushmore could fit under his chin and nose. So when you think about how big his head is compared to what Mount Rushmore is, it's pretty amazing what they're doing. And they can't use dynamite anymore because there's a fracture on the arm part. So they're having to use other tools that are taking longer. But we paid to go in, and then you pay like another $2 per person to ride on this bus to go up closer to the monument. It's totally worth doing that extra little trip up to the monument. And we really like that. And then we checked out like the different sculpture museums, and they have some things for sale and a gift shop and those kind of things there. And then when you come, you can actually leave and come back for the night show, so you don't have to stay for the night show. So I had planned it kind of later in the evening, thinking we were going to have to stay all the way until the laser light show in the evening, but they actually let you leave and come back, which was nice. So you can come anytime during the day and then go explore other things and then go back for the light show. And that was shown over the side of like the rock, which was 500 square feet, I think, or 500 feet, not square feet, 500 feet tall, the laser lights. So
yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, it had the show was pretty good. It had some music, if I remember.
Yeah. So we left there and we went down. I think we went to Custer and we ate dinner and then came back and watched. So, but that was nice to know. I wish I would have known that sooner, and that you can leave and come back. So that was a good tip. But people do suggest, and I made sure when we were planning the roads and different things, that you want to see Mount Rushmore first and then go see Crazy Horse, because if you see Crazy Horse first, you might not think Mount Rushmore is as impressive. So I made sure when I was planning what roads we were going to be driving on that we definitely saw Mount Rushmore before we saw Crazy Horse. So that's just a tip to think about that I had learned along the way.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like what we did in South Dakota for like 10 days. Well, Devil's Tower. So kind of right all there in that Black Hills area. And then as we were leaving town to start heading back, we made sure that we drove through the Grand Tetons and Jackson Holes. So we definitely made it a quick trip through there as we were driving, to know that we wanted to come back someday and do Yellowstone and all that kind of stuff. But we got to see the Grand Tetons. We saw a moose, which was really fun. Yeah, and we got to see the famous barn and take a picture. There was a storm rolling in, so we were kind of doing that pretty kind of quickly.
That's right. And the Continental Divide, we stopped there.
Oh, yeah, we stopped at the Continental Divide. We saw some snow. But it was really pretty drive to be able to go back home a different way. So on the way back home, we came through Wyoming and Idaho. We went through Idaho.
Yeah, going from Mount Rushmore to the Grand Tetons through Wyoming, there's a lot of just road and
nothing, and it was
a lot of
great.
Just like driving, like I was like literally the only car, like I couldn't see any cars in front of me and I couldn't see any cars behind me, and so you have to make sure that you get gas when you can all the time, so you don't, because there's not a lot out there. I mean, there's people that live there and stuff, but it's really just small towns.
We took time to, like, when we saw something cool, to pull over and look at the river and look at different rock formations and different things. But we had a really long travel day that day. It was like 13 hours, but we drove all through Grand Tetons and stopped at all the different ranger stations, and then we walked through Jackson Hole a little bit and got a picture at the arch, which it was super windy that day, so my hair is like all going crazy when we were trying to take the picture. But I definitely would love to go back to Jackson Hole and stay a day and really check out all the shops and do different things there.
Oh, you're talking about the arch?
Yeah.
In Oh,
yeah, the antler arch.
Yeah. You just said the arch, and I was like, what are you talking about? But yeah.
Yeah, there's a famous antler arch there, like an elk antler arch. But so we got all the stops with the famous pictures, and then we headed towards Idaho Falls and spent the one night there, and then we were back in Washington. So all in all, we were gone for like 2.5 weeks. It was the longest trip we've ever taken. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was a great trip. Lots of fun, lots of adventures, lots of new stuff that we hadn't seen before. So and stuff that you don't, like, as a kid, if you go to Mount Rushmore, you kind of remember it, but you don't really. It's just
learn the history.
Yeah, learn the history and stuff like that. It was really cool. It's a fun trip.
Let's hope it's not 25 more years until we take a big trip. We waited 25 years to do this for our anniversary, our 25th wedding anniversary, and it just was super special. We originally thought we were going to be gone for a week when we started planning this, and just really learning about all the different places that there were to go explore in the Black Hills. It just like, oh, we want to go do this and this and this, and I still don't feel like we did everything we could possibly have done, and I can't wait to go back.
It's a great trip, and thanks for coming along with us as we show you what's here, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
It's 9 floors.
See that? Well, that's actually not smoke, folks. See, that's steam. We run on a steam boiler.
You can't even tell there was a storm 10 minutes ago. Look, blue skies. This is our special anniversary tent.
Yep.
No way. Did you really?
Yeah.
Our breakfast view this morning. He stops and washes the windows every time we stop, but all you can see is bugs. I swear, Mike's cleaned the windows at least 20 times on this trip.